Student exposes doctor as deranged leftist in front of entire college. We literally just saw something like this recently. So like this just keeps happening on school campuses apparently. And this one is by Warren Smith from Secret Scholar Society, one of my favorite content creators.
A student has gone viral for pushing back against trans ideology at the Cambridge Union in recent debate.
That was badass.
There's no serious activism happening in these institutions, as I've unpacked. There's ideological enforcement, language policing, nasty online abuse, regressive demands dressed up as virtue, and there are children who are paying the price for our collective reluctance to say so. It's not bigotry to notice. I don't care what you say to me. It's not cruelty to object to it. It's not backwards to ask who exactly modern LGBTQ+ activism is for. Be brave. Let yourself question the narrative that you're being fed. Don't tell me to be kind.
You don't find solutions if you don't ask questions. If you never question anything, then you're not going to find the true answer to anything.
Being kind involves lying to and medicalizing kids, betraying lesbian and gay people, rolling back women's hard-fought-for rights, and hurling threat at those who object. Again, hatred, you talk about it. Try being a woman who knows what one of those are. I'll tell you about hatred.
Damn.
No, I don't subscribe to this kindness, and I'll tell the truth instead.
She has 3 opponents. They took turns. She just outperformed
3v1?
all of them. And no one even came close. Piers Morgan just had her on to talk about it.
But there are a lot of people who've sent me messages and stuff saying, I've never really heard about this, and now hearing you say that, you know, I think some people, one person told me it's made her wake up.
It has literally run workshops for lesbians to unlearn their objection to male genitalia. In activist spaces, as she said, this is called breaking through the cotton ceiling, by analogy, just to make clear, with the glass ceiling, something to be smashed through.
I didn't even realize the percentage of heterosexual men transitioning was so high.
Over 80% of males, by the way, let's be clear, over 80% of males who identify as transgender lesbians retain their male anatomy. The majority are, by any prior definition, as
so high.
What?
Over 80% of males, by the way, let's be clear, over 80% of males who identify as transgender lesbians retain their male anatomy.
Hold on. I thought the point was gender dysphoria, and you're like, I look at my pee-pee and I hate it. I thought that was the point, but you're like, no, I'm good. What the fuck? What the fuck?
The majority are, by any prior definition, heterosexual men.
And this is the opposition we're seeing on screen. These 3 speakers. She decimated all 3.
And by the way, I have no problem with it if they're like, yo, I want to take these medicines for me, and I want to look like this, but like, I'm still a dude. I'm totally fine with that, by the way. They want to do that on their own and give us their data for advancement of humanity, then sounds good to me. But like, doing that and then being simultaneously like, you must be attracted to me and I must be able to enter women's spaces, it's ridiculous. They don't even do that in Japan, dude.
I know it's inconvenient for you to hear. And if
one thing interesting is in Japan, a lot of people, the reason I saw this is, again, remember I told you that my fucking X feed is like, oh my god, dude. It's because my X feed is it's a intersection of like the dude who was dressing up as a girl for his kids so that like he could make money to like pay for his kids' school, and cute clothes. There's like my algorithm is a fucking intersection of that. And so like I've been getting like, you know, cute dresses, this dude and his kids, and then like randomly I'll get like, I don't even know what they call it in Japan, but like these people, like you would call them trans in America, but they don't consider themselves to be trans. So you'll get like these dudes that are like, yeah, I like look like a girl, and I specifically like set it up that way, and you know, I took hormones and stuff like that, but I am like 100% a man. And you get people like that in Japan, where they're not like trying to say that they're you know, that it's completely like a biological difference or anything like that, right? Yeah, it's really interesting.
If you still doubt what I'm saying, Google Kira Bell and read her story and the stories of many detransitioners like her, and then insult them by pretending that the regret rate is low.
No back and forth without the speaker accepting.
The one on the right is a doctor, a medical doctor. She goes
Yeah.
last, and it goes very badly.
The vast majority of kids, in every single study, no matter how large or small, showed this, the vast majority of kids with gender dysphoria grew out of it well before adulthood. And what was the ideological infrastructure sustaining all this? Well, Stonewall crops up again, and its school guidance was enforcing this idea: trans women are women, trans men are men, presenting it to children as established fact, lying to them, compelling them to repeat it, or face accusations of transphobic bullying.
And we have been looking at example after example of that. The last two videos were examples. Students in school, a parent speaking to the school board, and we saw how those go.
By these same organisations sitting on shelves in British schools right now, instructing children how to use adult hookup applications, how to...
Dude, that's so crazy that I keep thinking like it's 80%. So it's like 80%. I don't know if these stats are true, but like if it's true, 80% identify as lesbians and then don't get surgery. So it's like, but they still want access to women's spaces. But that's not even dysphoria. That's like something else. Right? That's like a completely different thing. It's like, because wasn't the point, like, okay, guys, I don't know about you, but this is what I heard. This is what I was sold on, okay? This is what people said. They said, well, you know, I have these feelings and it hurts a lot. And like, I have this dysphoria for like, you know, my parts. And that's why I like, you know, and I hate it. And that's why they want to transition. So like, and like, I'm kind of like, okay, fair enough. That sucks to be you. That's like an awful, like, it's awful, right? Like, sounds terrible. But then like, you're telling me most of them don't do that. So then like, what are they doing? I'm just so confused.
Find their breasts without telling their parents, how to source and self-administer cross-sex hormones in secret without medical supervision alone.
Is this another Mott and Bailey? Is that what's happening? Are we getting Mott and Bailey where like they're taking the people that have dysphoria, the people that actually have like serious like distress about it, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna like sneak in there with that. Is that what's going on? So like most of the people aren't even really trans? Jeez. Holy fuck.
Children's education becomes a delivery mechanism for guidance.
Autogynephilia is the male's propensity to be sexually aroused by the thought of an image of himself as female. Like in what way? Because I feel like it's too late. This is that's gonna be like a 1 hour rabbit hole.
On making irreversible changes to their bodies behind closed doors, away from the adults.
I know
who
when they
love
call
them.
it quits, you know.
That's why I make these videos, because you can tell people that it's happening, but you really need to show them.
And don't you dare object. When parents raise safeguarding objections, they're routinely characterised by activist organisations as homophobes or transphobes, and it's a remarkable manoeuvre, maybe even wily. Make the protection of children synonymous with bigotry and watch very reasonable people go quiet.
After the student was done speaking, the opposition stood up and just proved everything she was saying.
I most strongly oppose the motion that's been proposed tonight, and I feel that anybody who does agree and go along and approve that motion will, and raise their hands to that, will have blood dripping down their hands in years to come.
Well, we already, yeah, sure.
You can't question this or you will have blood on your hands. It's great.
You're literally killing people, sure.
I mean, extraordinary words.
There's already there's already the stats behind that, and it just doesn't
from
show
her
that.
there. And also weaponizing this thing that if you don't agree with her and her view, intransigent view of this, obviously you're transphobic. You hate trans people.
The sponsor of this video is Native Hydrate. 39 in 1
Nice.
everyday electrolytes
Peach,
plus amino
mango,
acids
mixed
formula.
berry, and
I've been much more
tangerine.
intentional about hydration lately, and the difference has been extremely noticeable. More energy, fewer cravings, better focus in the afternoons. The thing I changed, I stopped drinking just water and started using Native Hydrate from Native Path. I do it every single day in my protein smoothie. I use a fruit-based
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Warren. It's just. Bro, you can't say it like that, man. You just can't. You just can't say it like that.
The thing I changed, I stopped drinking just water and started using Native Hydrate from Native Path. I do it every single day in my protein smoothie.
What is wrong? Guys, what is wrong with me? I'm like 8 years old or some shit. What's wrong with me?
I use a fruit-based mango juice, creatine, protein powder, and a packet of Native Path. Most people know they need to drink water, but water alone is not enough. And after age 50, our water reserve drastically starts to drop. And without the right electrolytes and amino acids to hold fluid in your cells, you can feel fatigued, foggy, and crampy no matter how much you drink. Sports drinks are high sodium. U.S. Army researchers found, especially when it comes to older individuals, you don't want sports drinks. What you want is amino acids combined with low
Not me. Not me.
sodium electrolytes. And that's exactly what Native Hydrate delivers. 3,000 milligrams of amino acids, key electrolytes, and only 200 milligrams of sodium per serving. Available in mixed berry, peach, mango, and tangerine. Only 5 calories, no artificial dyes. I like the peach mango. I cannot tell you what a game changer. Adding electrolytes.
You know what's really good? That's peach mangoes. Those pies from Jollibee. Anyone had those? Those are so good. It's one of the only sweets I like, dude. Dude, I could eat like 4 of those. Holy shit.
It's a little life hack. For my special offer plus free shipping, head to nativehydrate.com/Warren. That's nativehydrate.com/Warren. Try it risk-free with a 365-day money-back guarantee.
Compassion is equated with compliance. So go along with this, or you are a bad person, you're unkind.
It's crazy to think that this is such an unusual thing to see at Cambridge.
It's
In
true,
the uni,
yeah.
some students came up to me and said that they agreed and thanked me for saying it, thanked me for saying what they themselves know to be true, but as you said, is scary to declare publicly. There have been some other students, including those who were in the chamber, one of whom was speaking in opposition, so speaking against me, who were very frustrated by the fact that somebody decided to stand up and say it and to normalise it.
Because if you do, this is what happens. You become the villain.
I would like to apologise to any transgender person who is in this room or who may be listening on social media later.
Yes, she's apparently an actual medical doctor, which is why this is so concerning.
What I would say, though, is that Helen Webberley is fundamentally untrustworthy within this debate because she profits off of the transing of kids. So the fact of the matter is, the more kids that are trans, the more money she makes. That is the simple fact. So she stands to gain from peddling this ideology, and it is an ideology. It is not factual to claim that this nebulous idea of gender identity is somehow innate. It simply isn't.
She was a medical doctor for 32 years. The last 10 years, she has specialized solely working with trans people. She can't go against this ideology. She would be killing her business.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Helen Webberley. I'm a medically trained UK doctor. I have been practicing for over 32 years. I trained in Birmingham, and it's a great pleasure to be here in Cambridge today. For the last decade, I have worked exclusively with transgender people, and I am a very, very proud modern-day activist.
Not sure that's a good thing. I don't want a doctor to be a proud activist.
I'm a doctor, but I'm also an activist. Like, wait a minute.
I am a doctor,
Wait
I
a
understand,
minute. Can you imagine if your surgeon said that? Like, you're getting wheeled into surgery, and you're like, and your surgeon's like walking next to you, and your surgeon's like, don't worry. I'm not only a surgeon, I'm not only a heart surgeon, but I'm also an activist. You're like, oh God.
biology very well.
Wait, time out. Mulligan! Mulligan! Mulligan!
No, thank you.
Let's hear the biology.
Most people who have XY chromosomes identify as what we know as male, but not all.
Notice what she did there. What we know as male. She's baking in the idea that male is a social construct. So she's really talking about something completely different. She's talking about the expression of maleness.
Somebody else, no thank you, somebody else put a marker on that person's birth certificate, and then we expected them to follow that gender role throughout their life. We see them not...
It's because they have a penis. Or a vagina. That's what it is, really. And like, you know, there's like a small percent of people that have crazy shit that happens, but you know, in general, that's how it goes. I'm not a doctor though. I know that.
Achieving as well in life, in education, in income, in relationships. We see them being hurt. No, thank you.
This is where the equity comes in, equality of outcome versus equality of opportunity. You will never have equality of outcome.
We see people who wish to deny women.
This is like their favorite tactic on the left, by the way. They fucking Mott and Bailey everything, man. Like literally everything, right? Like the you know, the 80% of people who say that they're trans, but they're like totally fine with it, right? They Mott and Bailey that with like the 20%. They Mott and Bailey that with IS people, intersex people, right? With that's what they're doing. They're right. Oh, you know, don't you want us to get married? That's like the are you against gay marriage? And they use that as a Mott and Bailey against like, you know, having crazy drag shows and stuff like that. It's actually crazy. It's like, oh, if you agree with this, then surely you have to agree with everything else we do. Otherwise, are you a bigot? Are you a homophobe? Because, you know, you're not okay with drag queen story hour and like pride parades where there's like kids there and then like doing freaking meat spin like in the middle of the parade. Like, it's just crazy. I literally, guys, I watched a freaking pride parade freaking thing because it came up on my feed on X, where they're just like, how many of you guys have seen this video? It's been going around X, where there was like a reporter reporting on like a LGBT like pride like trans protest or whatever, and there was just like dudes walking around with their dicks out. Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? And then there's like kids like right there. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
Many would argue that you're the one denying women the ability to have the changing room, the bathroom privacy.
But yeah, they do this for everything, right? They abortion, LGBT, trans, racial stuff. They immigration, right? They'll Mott and Bailey everything. Oh, well, what about like the one time that this thing happened? They'll be like, wasn't that bad? And then they'll use it to justify like 99% of everything else.
If they don't conform to a particular type of woman. So if that woman hasn't got the luxury of having ovaries and XX and a vagina, so she's not
the
welcome
luxury
to swim in that women's...
I wish these people would shut the fuck up about intersex people. Like, actually. Like, it pisses me off so much. Like, these people need to stop fucking talking about intersex people. Like, and then using it as like a justification for like everything else. It's so fucking annoying. Like, honestly, and the fact that we're even at this point where they're taking like, again, like 80% of people who don't even have the condition that they claim is the reason that we have to accept trans people. This is ridiculous. Chuck, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Surgeon, allow me to cut your left hand. Trust me, you're right-handed anyway. It'll make your life easier focusing on completing your tasks with your main hand. Even worse than that. Even worse than that, Chuck, because they're kids. They're kids who don't fucking know what they're doing. Sapphire Ages, thank you for the 100. I say just air med me to Canada for maid. Jeez.
Now, having ovaries, having the genitalia, the biology.
Oh, another Martin Daly, by the way, before I forget. They go, oh, but what about the person who has like, is in extreme pain and like, you know, they're gonna die tomorrow, and like, do you want them to just like scream on the way out, like, you know, suffering completely, right? And then they're like, you don't want that, do you? That's terrible. And then some people will be like, yeah, you're right, that's kind of awful. I wouldn't want to like scream in pain while I'm in bed, right? And then they go, yeah, well, this kid is depressed, we should kill them. Oh, this person this person is kind of sick and like we don't think we can fix it, we should kill them. Right? Maeve is the same thing. They did literally the same thing with it. They're taking a case that people can sort of understand and then using that to justify everything else. Again, abortion is another case of this, right? Oh, well, you know, grape, life of the mother, incest, right? And then they use that to justify the other 98% that has nothing to do with that.
Is just a luxury.
We see children, young girls, who haven't got the luxury of having XX chromosomes and ovaries.
She even talked about children plainly.
I am told that we should now withdraw their activists as well. I most strongly oppose the motion that's been proposed tonight, and I feel that anybody who does agree and go along
your argument?
and approve that motion,
Give an argument.
will, and raise their hands to that, will have blood dripping
This entire argument is like, I can't believe you said that. That's like the entire, they had no fucking argument every
down their
time.
hands in years to come.
And look at the response of the audience. I don't think she's winning anyone over here. You compare her to this student, it's not even close.
Not even close, man. That is so freaking nuts, man. Holy crap, man. Warren Smith, I'll link you guys the video. Man, this is so crazy. What fucking clout, dude? Dude, really, the title of this stream, you know the title I've had for like the last, I've had this title for a while, right? Of Clown World Research Club. It really does feel like that, doesn't it now? Doesn't it? Don't we really feel like the Clown World Research Club now?
One flash at a time.